So you have to help me with the argument in our house. When you were making peanut butter cookies, did you do just one fork across, or did you make the hatch where the cookies made a cross hatch? Tell me below in the comments. Today we are using the air fryer to make one of my favorite things, cookies, specifically peanut butter cookies. I hope that you'll join me. Hey there, I'm Sam from Bites of Wellness. Come cook with me. It's only 4 ingredients. It's gonna be a quick one today, so I'm going to show you a few quick tips to make your life a little bit easier. So we have to measure out peanut butter, which is kind of a pain. So I'm gonna show you a good tip, which is to measure out your sweet syrups first. So I have a little bit less than a fourth of a cup of syrup, but now it's all coated here. So now when we add our drippy peanut butter, instead of spraying this with oil or whatever everybody else says to do, it just comes right out. So there's your tip. Hope you like it. And then you have to taste the goods. Next up, we've got some oat flour here. You could make your own oat flour. I really recommend just buying it. It's really finely ground here and it's pretty inexpensive. So got oat flour, and then we've got a little bit of baking powder here. Baking powder is going to help the cookies rise. You want to make sure your baking powder is fresh, meaning it's been open within the last 6 months, or you may not get the rise that you're expecting. Now we just stir everything together. This is a really easy recipe. If your peanut butter isn't salted, or even if it is, you may decide you want to add just a pinch of salt, small pinch, just to kind of heighten all the flavors. One of the things I love about working with oat flour is that as it absorbs liquid, it kind of thickens. So you'll see that this is pretty thick now, where it looked kind of runny just a second ago. So you just want to give it a second to let that maple syrup kind of activate that thickening of the oat flour. And now all we have to do is portion this out and make cookies. I've got my air fryer basket, and I actually have a silicone liner that I like to use. It helps make sure things don't stick, and it also, because it's got the holes in it, it still allows a lot of good airflow. So that's what I'm going to be using. If you don't have one of these, you can make your own parchment paper, where you just kind of fit parchment paper in and then poke some holes in it. That'll work pretty well too. So I've got my scoop here. I guess you could technically bake it like this, but it would be really puffy. We're going to just flatten it a little bit, shape your cookie however you want, and then just going to put it into the air fryer. Key to this is really using that runny peanut butter, so stuff that comes with like a little bit of oil on top. All right, well, this recipe was supposed to make 6 cookies, but apparently they're going to be a little bit bigger than what I tested, and we're only going to get 5 out of it, and that's okay. All right, so at this point you have a couple of options. You can just throw these right in the air fryer just like this. They'll crisp up and look just like normal cookies. Or if you want to make them look more like old-fashioned peanut butter cookies, you can get out your fork and just press your tongs and then make that crisscross pattern. So unlike the oven, the air fryer needs a lower temperature when you're baking cookies. So this is going to go in at 315 degrees for 8 minutes. Now, you saw these cookies. They don't have any eggs in them. They really don't have a lot that's going to bind them. So we need to let them rest when they're done. So be patient. Once this is done, you want to take the basket out of the air fryer so that the cookies don't keep cooking, and now you want to let them rest. So see you in 10 minutes, cookies. So you probably don't need any convincing to make cookies. I know I certainly don't. I was really excited to do this today, but a couple of reasons why I like using the air fryer specifically to make cookies is because it is not going to heat up the whole house having the oven running. And it's also a great way to just do a small batch of cookies. So if you don't really want to have like 2 or 3 dozen cookies just sitting around and you don't feel like making them and putting them in the freezer and all that stuff, just make a small batch using your air fryer. It's super easy, super quick, and you get cookies in like 20 minutes that are delicious. My favorite part of the day, and that is tasting cookies. You can't get It's just like legit peanut butter deliciousness in my mouth. It's so good. These are, I'll show you the texture of them. So they're still a little bit soft on the inside. They're crunchy on the outside, but they're not hard. They're that perfect cookie texture. If you love peanut butter cookies, I know you're gonna love this recipe. And if you love healthy, simple recipes just like this, make sure to give us a follow and find us on your favorite social media. Until then, happy cooking. Today we are using the air fryer to make one of my favorite things, cookies, specifically peanut butter cookies. I hope that you'll join me. Hey there, I'm Sam from Bites of Wellness. Crap.